Have you ever laid awake at night, replaying the same worries in your mind, wishing you could simply switch them off? For many seniors, stress doesn't come from loud chaos, but from quiet thoughts that refuse to let go. Health changes, financial concerns, memories of loss. These can weigh heavily, especially after 60. But here's the secret. You don't need medication to find relief. There's a simple tool, trusted for centuries, that can ease anxiety, calm the mind, and bring clarity to your days. That tool is journaling. In this video, we'll explore why writing down your thoughts is more than just scribbling in a notebook. For seniors, it can be a lifeline, a way to release tension, discover inner peace, and even improve memory. And stay with me, because the last reason we'll share is one most people overlook, yet it explains why journaling works so powerfully after 60. For Helen, a 74-year-old grandmother, stress often crept in during the quietest moments. Her days looked peaceful from the outside, tidying the house, watering her plants, calling her children. But inside, her thoughts churned constantly. She worried about her blood pressure, about her savings lasting through retirement, about being a burden to her family. At night, these thoughts grew louder. Helen often found herself staring at the ceiling until 2 a.m., her heart racing with what-ifs. What if she slipped and no one was there to help? What if she forgot to pay a bill? What if she became too dependent? The more she tried to push the thoughts away, the stronger they returned. Many seniors know this cycle all too well. Stress doesn't always show up as shouting or chaos. It can whisper in the back of the mind, wearing down energy and joy. And unlike a physical ache, it's hard to explain to others. Helen once told her daughter, "I feel silly admitting it. I should be stronger." That sense of shame only made her feel more isolated. In her frustration, Helen considered medication. Friends recommended pills for sleep or nerves, but she hesitated. "I don't want to be foggy," she said. "I want to handle this myself." Yet she didn't know how. That helplessness, the feeling of being trapped by your own mind, is one of the most painful struggles seniors face. It robs them of rest, of peace, and sometimes even of hope. Helen's story is not unique. Across the world, countless older adults carry silent stress, searching for a gentle, natural way to find calm. And that's when Helen stumbled across something unexpected. A notebook, forgotten in a drawer, that would change everything. One rainy afternoon, Helen was cleaning out an old dresser when she found a small spiral notebook. It was filled with entries from decades ago, notes she had written as a young mother. She sat down and began reading. The pages told stories of sleepless nights with newborns, of saving money for the first family car, of fears that now seemed small in hindsight. Something struck her. She had faced so many challenges before, and she had gotten through them. The act of writing had once been her way of coping, even if she hadn't realized it at the time. Helen closed the notebook and thought, maybe I should try this again. That evening, she pulled out a pen and a blank pad of paper. At first, she felt awkward. What do I even write? She wondered. So she simply started with her thoughts. I feel anxious about my health today. I wish I didn't wake up so tired. The words came slowly, but as they filled the page, Helen noticed her chest felt lighter. She wasn't solving her problems, but she was letting them out, instead of holding them inside. Over the next week, she kept writing. Sometimes just a few sentences, sometimes a full page. She wrote about her fears, her memories, and even the small joys of her day, like the cardinal that visited her garden, or the taste of her favorite soup. She began to see patterns, the same worries repeating, the same triggers for stress, and strangely, just recognizing them made them less overwhelming. This was Helen's turning point. She realized that journaling wasn't about producing something perfect. It was about release. Each page became a safe space, a quiet friend who listened without judgment. For the first time in months, Helen felt like she had found a tool she could trust. It didn't require medication. It didn't cost anything, and it was available to her every single day. And soon, she would discover that the benefits of journaling went far beyond stress relief. They touched her memory, her mood, and even her sense of purpose. Helen's experiment with journaling grew into a steady habit. Each morning, before the day grew busy, she set aside 10 minutes to write. She didn't worry about spelling, grammar, or whether her sentences made sense. She simply let her pen move, capturing whatever was on her heart. Over time, she noticed 3 surprising changes. The first was emotional release. Writing down her worries gave them less power. Instead of circling endlessly in her mind, they landed on paper and stayed there. She began calling it her mental unloading. The second was clarity. By seeing her thoughts written out, she could spot patterns. She realized, for example, that her stress about health often peaked on the nights before doctor appointments. Knowing this helped her prepare with calming activities, instead of spiraling in fear. The third was calm. Journaling slowed her down, almost like a meditation. She found herself breathing deeper, sleeping better, and waking with less dread. The simple act of writing became a daily anchor, grounding her through change. And here's the beauty. Science now backs up what Helen experienced. Studies show that journaling can reduce anxiety, lower blood pressure, and improve sleep. For seniors, it can even strengthen memory by encouraging reflection and focus. Helen discovered that she didn't need medication to quiet her mind. She needed a pen, a notebook, and the willingness to let her thoughts flow freely. That small act transformed her stress into strength. As Helen continued her journaling practice, the benefits reached beyond stress relief. One of the most powerful changes was gratitude journaling. Each evening, she wrote down 3 things she was thankful for. A phone call from her granddaughter, the sound of rain on the roof, the comfort of a warm blanket. At first, it felt forced, but after a few weeks, she noticed her mind naturally searching for small joys throughout the day. Her focus shifted from worry to appreciation, and this lifted her mood. Journaling also became a way to preserve memory. Helen began recording family stories, recipes, traditions, and moments from her childhood. What started as stress relief became a gift to her children and grandchildren. She felt proud, knowing she was passing along her wisdom, not just her worries. And then there was the self-discovery. Writing revealed thoughts she hadn't spoken aloud, dreams she thought were too small to matter. She realized she still wanted to learn painting, still wanted to travel to a nearby town she had never visited. Journaling reminded her that her life was not finished. It was still unfolding. Perhaps most importantly, Helen found that her journal became a trusted friend. Whenever loneliness crept in, she could open its pages and pour her heart out. It didn't judge, interrupt, or rush her. It simply received her words, and in doing so, gave her peace. Helen's story shows what so many seniors have discovered. Journaling is not just writing, it's a practice of healing. It restores calm, nurtures memory, and renews a sense of purpose. And it proves that even after 60, new tools can bring hope and strength in the gentlest of ways. Helen's journey shows us something profound. Stress may be unavoidable, but suffering in silence doesn't have to be. Journaling offers a safe, gentle outlet, one that costs nothing, requires no prescription, and is always within reach. For seniors especially, the act of writing is more than stress relief. It is a way of reclaiming voice and agency. Every page becomes proof that your thoughts matter, that your story still has chapters left to write. Each line you put down is a reminder that you are not powerless against anxiety. You have tools to guide you back to peace. The message is clear. Journaling works because it listens when no one else can. It helps untangle fears, highlights gratitude, and preserves memories that might otherwise fade. After 60, when life can feel uncertain, this practice becomes a steady anchor. Your words are not just ink on paper, they are medicine for the soul. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried journaling, or is it something you'd like to begin? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your words might encourage another senior is searching for calm today, who is searching for calm today. If this video gave you comfort, consider subscribing for more gentle practices that bring peace, strength, and meaning after 60. Each week, we share stories, habits, and reflections to help you feel supported and inspired. And if you know someone who struggles with stress or sleepless nights, share this video with them. A simple notebook could become their greatest companion.